Live from the heartland and the crossroads of America, you're listening to Garrison with your host, Greg Garrison.
Okay, you've spoken to the candidates.
I have.
You've had a chance to think your way through this. Who are you voting for in the presidential primary?
It's clear this is a time for choosing. And all of America is looking to Indiana to make a choice. Now, I have met with all three of the candidates as of about Tuesday of this week. And I want to say clearly, I like and respect all three of the Republican candidates in the field. I particularly want to commend Donald Trump, who I think has given voice to the frustration of millions of working Americans with a lack of progress in Washington, D.C. And I'm also particularly grateful that Donald Trump has taken a strong stand for Hoosier jobs. When we saw jobs in the Carrier Company abruptly announced leaving Indiana, not for another state, but for Mexico, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for his voice in the national debate. And let me say, I've come to my decision about who I'm supporting, and I'm not against anybody, but I will be voting for Ted Cruz in the upcoming Republican primary.
You've got some, well, you were there at the same time for a little while. You know him personally. You know his education. You know his experience and his background and his constitutional roots. What is it that animates you to look in his direction the way that you do?
Well, it's a great question. As you know, I'm a Reagan conservative. I literally, when I was a teenager, I was active in Democrat politics. And then I started hearing the voice of that former California governor who articulated an agenda of principles of less government, less taxes, traditional values, and a strong military. And I was drawn to the Republican Party. And throughout my career in Washington, D.C., and now here as governor of Indiana, those have been the principles that have really animated my service. And I've sought to support them at every turn, but also I've looked for opportunities to support men and women who have the courage to stand on those Reagan principles. And I see Ted Cruz as a principled conservative who's dedicated his career to advocating the Reagan agenda, and I'm pleased to support him.